But at that very moment, and the very second, that the edge of the Iron Man's ear started to melt, the fuel was used up and the flames died. The engineers came running down the beach. They saw the red-hot Iron Man getting off his fearful bed, and they saw him moving to and fro on the sand, cooling off. At last the Iron Man looked up at the dragon. He could not hardly speak after his ordeal in the flames. Instead he simply pointed towards the sun and jabbed his finger towards it as he gazed up at the monster. "That's twice," he managed to say. "Now it's your turn." The monster did not laugh. He set off up from the earth, beating his colossal wings, writhing his long, ponderous body up into the sky towards the sun. Now it was his turn, and he did not laugh. Last time had been too dreadful, but he went. He couldn't let the Iron Man win. He couldn't let the Iron Man of Earth beat him in this terrible contest. And so all the telescopes and cameras of the world watched him flying into the sun. They saw him land amongst the flames as before. As before they saw him, great ragged shape like an ink blot sprawled over the center of the sun. They saw him begin to glow red, then orange, and at last they could not longer see him. He and the sun were one blinding whiteness. He had done it again. But was the sun burning him up? Had he melted in the sun? Where was he? Now here he was. Here he came, slowly, slowly down through space, much more slowly than before. His white-hot flying body cooled slowly red as he came, and as he grew larger, coming nearer, he finally became once more black, and the great black shape flagged its way down through the space until... bump! Heavier than before, he landed on Australia. This time the bump was too heavy. This time the bump was so heavy it knocked down certain skyscrapers, sent tidal waves sweeping into harbours, and threw herds of cows on to their backs. All over the world, anybody who happened to be riding a bicycle at that moment instantly fell off. The Space Bat Angel Dragon landed too, so ponderously because he was exhausted. And now he was a very changed monster. The fires of the sun had worked on him in a way that was awful to see. His wings were only rags of what they had been. His skin was crisped, and all his fatness had been changed by the fires of the sun into precious stones, jewels, emeralds, rubies, turquoises, and substances that never had been found on earth. And when he landed with such a jolt, these loads of precious gems burst through the holes, scorched in his skin, and scattered down to the Australian desert beneath. But the Iron Man could not allow himself to pity the Space Bat Angel Dragon. He signalled to the engineers. "Round 3, he shouted, and the engineers began to pour in the oil. But what was this? An enormous woofing sound? A booming, wheezing, sneezing sound? The Space Bat Angel Dragon was weeping. If the Iron Man got on his furnace again, it would mean that he, the monster, would have to take another roasting in the sun, and he could not stand another. "Enough, enough, enough!" he roared. "No, no," replied the Iron Man. "I feel like going on. We've only had 2 each." "It's enough," cried the dragon. "It's too much. I can't stand another. The fires of the sun are too terrible for me. I submit." "Then I've won," shouted the Iron Man, "because I'm quite ready to roast myself red hot again." "If you daren't, then I've won." "You've won? Yes, you've won. I am your slave," cried the Space Bat Angel Dragon. "I'll do anything you like, but not the sun again." And he plunged his chin in the Pacific to cool it.